Joining us now is NBC News Chief Foreign Correspondent Richard Engel. Richard, what are you seeing now?
So things have been developing here in Jerusalem, Andrea, over the last few minutes. It just stopped a moment ago, but I have a feeling it will start up again any second or in the next few minutes. So I am in Jerusalem. Behind me here is the old city. You can make out the old city walls. And a short while ago, we heard the air raid siren warning people to get off the streets. And now there are very few people still out on the streets. But what we saw here, and which I have not seen here before, was an enormous amount of tracer fire, rocket fire in the skies. They seemed like they were part of the air defense system, not the Iranian drones. They were coming from in and around this city, but firing up in that direction. And if we stay together for a little bit longer, I think you'll see more of it. At one stage, just in this sky behind me, you can see a little bit of it. You see an orange dot up high that's moving. I don't know if you can see that ball. Sometimes those there just exploded. Don't know if you were able to see that.
Yes, we can. But, we can see it, Richard.
Before, there must have been 50, 60, or 70 of those streaking across the sky here behind me as we heard the air raid sirens. So clearly there was a perceived threat. The systems went off, the alert system went off, and then these flares, these rockets, which have the ability to explode to potentially intercept these drones, were deployed in very large numbers. There's one streaking across the sky right now that I think you can see almost like an orange shooting star.
Exactly.
And a few more up above it, and now one coming in the opposite direction. And this has been going on for just about the last 20 minutes or so, which is right around the time that Israeli officials predicted that the Iranian drones would start entering into Israeli airspace. So we're going to keep following this and see what happens as this very unique air war, that was just an explosion there, is happening over the old city in Jerusalem.
Richard, to see this happening over the old city is remarkable because usually, well, specifically in this instance, we were told that they did not expect this to be going near targeting civilian areas. There could not be anything more dense than the old city.
No doubt. And the Iranians have described this operation as taking place in 3 phases. The first phase, all over the next several hours. The first phase with drones, with a massive launch of drones from Iran. Second phase with drones being launched from Iraq and Syria, also toward Israel. And the third phase, ballistic missile phase. We have gotten a confirmation from the Israeli military that some missiles have been fired toward Israel. No exact confirmation of the type. But will they be launched at Jerusalem? Are they being launched at populated centers? Clearly, the air raid systems here have detected a threat. The sirens went off, and now we'll see if it continues. But for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, we had a very intense scene with the defense systems trying to protect the skies over this ancient and holy city.
And we have more reporting from Courtney Kuby I wanted to share with you, Richard, which is that the U.S. military intends to shoot down these drones and missiles, whatever they can, when they come into range of any U.S. assets in Iraq, Syria, and at sea. The U.S. has, as you know, beefed up its air defenses in recent months since the attack on Tower 22. They have repositioned assets in the region to be ready for this Iranian attack. You know, the CENTCOM commander has been there in Israel and in the region as well, coordinating. And they've already shot down some Iranian drones tonight, according to U.S. officials. We're trying to get more details. So we don't know what you were seeing and what you shared with us, but this could be part of it.
No, what I believe what we were seeing here was part of the Israeli air defense systems, but a different kind of defense system. Maybe it was coordinated with the United States. Now, for the last 6 months, almost everything has been coordinated. But these are not the items, the drones coming from Iran, because you could just tell in the direction. If we turn around, you can see coming. That's the opposite direction. That's heading toward to Iran. So just to sort of orient us ourselves on a map here, behind the old city is Jordan, and Iran is in that direction. Right. So if we're seeing some of these rockets coming from, and the West Bank, so behind the old city, you drop down into the Jordan Valley, you go throughout the West Bank, you go across the Jordan River to the Dead Sea into Jordan. Jordan also says that it is using its air defenses. Jordan is also a very close U.S. ally to shoot down drones flying over its territory or Iranian missiles going through its airspace. Jordan is one of the several countries in this region tonight closing their airspace.
Richard, take a step back and let's talk about how the region is going to respond, because there has been so much anger at Israel from its neighbors because of the way it has conducted the war in Gaza, and at the world, frankly, because of the siege and the deaths of Palestinian civilians. We've all experienced it. We've talked to the leaders. I've traveled the region. You've traveled the region. Will this change that calculus, as clearly the White House is pivoting towards its ironclad defense of Israel under attack from Iran?
Across the region, there is the Middle East, the Arab world, the broader Islamic world. There is a very different conversation being had than the one in Washington, than many of the ones in the United States. There's a tremendous amount of anger against Israel. There's a tremendous amount of sympathy for the Palestinian people, not necessarily Hamas, but the Houthi attacks. When the Houthis have been carrying out their attacks on Israeli shipping or on the Red Sea, they've generally been celebrated for that on the street, even though they've been attacked. And Iran, it seems like, didn't want to lose this moment. It felt that it needed to respond to an attack on its embassy compound in Damascus, and it felt it was the right time because it has a bit of momentum. Now, that could prove to be a terrible disaster. Iran could be walking into a trap and walking into an escalating war with the United States and Israel that is beyond anything that it can handle. But the mood on the streets right now, there's another one, again, that's heading in the direction of Iran, not coming from Iran. Not close to Iran, but heading in that general direction. So that's why it's pretty clear that these are being launched domestically, not incoming fire. But the mood is very much against Israel on the popular street right now. So I think Iran, by doing this slow motion attack that is very visible, potentially not causing many casualties, although it's still early hours here, it could have a symbolic effect. And there was a statement from the Iranian mission on its official X account saying that after this, Iran can consider this issue closed.
Yeah, we were discussing
however,
that just
if
a few
Israel
minutes ago.
escalates it further. So, yeah, it was interesting that they came out and said, well, this is it for us. We can consider this closed. But if Israel makes, I believe the word was, another mistake, our response will be more severe, something along those lines. And so Iran is clearly projecting it wants this to be the end of it. But that doesn't mean that this will be the end of it. If some of these ballistic missiles come and cause large numbers of casualties, Israel could easily respond in kind, and we could be in a very different situation in the next couple of days. But if this slow rolled out, that is, at this stage, causing a lot of drama, but not much casualties, drama which will be seen all around the Arab and Islamic world, which will probably make Iran look strong, like it carried out its promises. It could be that Iran feels that it's accomplished its mission with just what it's doing right now. But we will see.
And we only have less than a minute left, but it depends on how Israel responds in any case, because Israel very much felt after the attack, the hideous attack on October 7th, that they had to prove their strength and reassert their strength and the fact that they were the invulnerable Israeli army. And so now you're into another whole psychodrama.
That's why you've been doing this for so many years. It's all about perception and all about deterrence. Israel was badly, badly wounded, embarrassed. It felt that its capabilities were, it didn't live up to its capabilities. Its reputation was damaged after October 7th and had to prove its deterrent. Now Iran was humiliated after its embassy compound was attacked in Damascus. Now it has to prove its capacity with drones and ballistic missiles. But will it go beyond? Will it go beyond this? Is what we will see probably in the next daylight hour, when the daylights come. All right.
Thank you so much, Richard Engel. That does it for us for our breaking news coverage of Iran's drone attacks on Israel.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.